Hello Gemini, and welcome to your general reading. For those of you who just found my channel, thank you for being here. For those of you returning, I am so grateful. Thank you. Gemini, in meditation, I heard there's a strong sense of remorse. Someone has been betrayed. I heard someone say, "Who can I trust?" Spirit said, there's a lesson in this if you choose to examine it. And I heard immediately after that, some of you may not be ready to do that. I'm hearing that for those who feel betrayed, this isn't the first time. And you're being asked to evaluate your expectations of others and your own expectations. Were you expecting something that someone wasn't able, capable, or interested in delivering for you? I just saw 111. It's a tough energy. Oh, I feel I feel like this is related to someone who's like, I gave of myself, I put myself out there, and I feel like there's just a letdown. I saw a vision of someone who went into a store, purchased something, gave the money for that something, and they were handed a bag. No, this wouldn't happen. But they got home and opened the bag, and the bag was empty. You have, an expectation that an exchange of something for another thing is going to be, equal, reciprocal, or at least at a point in time in a situation, it becomes balanced. That's not what happened here. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is if you've been betrayed in a situation or even a similar situation, are you learning? What are you expecting from this? And that's all I'll say. It does feel relationship related. It feels like, oops, there we go again. That. I just saw 2, 3, 4. Usually I say 1, 2, 3. Okay, Gemini, let's take a look at what is going on. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Me Talks, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Maybe you're wanting to just wash your hands of this. Maybe you've been dealing with situations that just took from you, and you're just really needing to say, okay, I got to deal with me. Yeah, look at that, transmuting pain. Okay, Spirit, what needs to come through for Gemini, please? I just saw 333. Stranger, curiosity. Okay. There's a lot going on here. Okay, I'll just nest these. You can take a look at the numbers 50, 30, 62, 43, 37, 17. Okay. You're seeing the intentions of others very clearly, and whether this means that you're going to pivot and move on, or there's a situation that's about to turn around. Maybe this is even help on the way. It could be that there is a tendency, and I don't know why I'm picking this up, but I'm intuitive and I'm going to go with it. There's a tendency of getting really excited about something, and then as quickly as it starts, it ends. Like in, out. I feel like what you may not be seeing about this is, kind of a valuable lesson. And maybe this is, get to know people a little better before you open up your heart, maybe your wallet, I don't know. Maybe someone saw you as, an opportunity. I'm basing this not on the card's book meaning. I'm basing it on the energy that Spirit presented. And I feel like changing the outcome of a situation, changing a pattern, changing expectations, and having a better outcome later is all based on what do you do with it? What have you learned from it? What are you going to do with it? Make sure you can see those. Yeah, okay. So, gosh, I hate for a reading to just be like throwing something back at you saying, well, you know, too bad, so sad, tough lesson. I mean, it does stink, but let's take a look at what's playing out here. I'm going to get a couple more energies from the journey of the soul and the guided soul. What is it that is playing out in this situation? Okay, Spirit just said to me, for anybody who's been back in that situation again and again, you really got to stop and evaluate things. I do feel like this is, doggone it, I took one in the chops again in this situation. Yeah. Lifetimes, correlation to the past, soul origin, past life recollection. I feel like you and a soulmate or a group of people do this again and again. I feel like maybe the lesson is, you know, we came into this lifetime, into this incarnation to play this out with one another. And, you know, I don't know if this is about transcending, if this is understanding like who has your back, who you can trust and who you can't. Maybe this is a lesson in discernment. I'm not quite sure. Let's look at the cards. Weathering the storm. Strength and resilience are being tested. Are you willing to stick it out? Revelation, an important truth is coming to light, and I'm hearing it's a painful one. Mystery unfolding. Something you don't see is happening behind the scenes. That could be intentions as well, just reading into that. Door opening, an opportunity is coming. Preparation, planning, and patience may be needed. And then we have pennies from heaven, and it kind of came out reverse. I don't really read these that way, but duly noted. This could be something about financial, loss, maybe repayment. I don't know. So, Gemini, what is going on here? What do you need to know about this situation? Okay, we have mental conflict, needing to decide. It's a critical decision. It's a critical time. You might be a little bit in your head about this, weighing maybe what to do about something. Throat chakra, speaking your truth. I'll just put that to the side. What do you need to know? It could be that someone is wanting to tell you something important. Intuition, trusting your inner guidance. Spiritual strength, the 9 of Wands. We have the 2 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. 222. You might be seeing that synchronicity. There's a lot of choices happening. Indecision, crossroads. Okay, let me grab. Yeah, bottom of the deck, the 5 of Pentacles. Loss. Okay. The 4 of Cups. And I'm getting like this is you hanging your head, son of a gun, it happened again. Or I'm disappointed, and Spirit is saying, if you've had past disappointments of a similar nature, they're trying to help you discern. I'm really getting that here. Death, transformation. There's huge changes happening. I'm seeing the death energy, and I'm seeing the tower energy and judgment in a lot of readings. The 4 of Wands. Foundation and achievements. Let's get some clarity. What is this big decision about? You're needing to trust your intuition. What is this about? Mental conflict. Eight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. It could be that someone talks a good game, someone appears perhaps, chivalrous and kind. I don't know if this is a duality here, because I'm sort of getting walk away from, wow, Tower. Walk away from something that is, maybe appearances aren't everything. Let's keep going. Eight of Cups, Knight of Cups. Strong boundaries. No, I'm not falling for it. I just saw 1111. What is the High Priestess energy? There's two cards here. The Queen of Cups and the King of Wands, with the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. If this is people, it could be very specifically about people in your energy. If this is about taking the lead and showing compassion, it could be that you're dealing with someone who's deeply wounded and you happen to be on the receiving end of some unsavory behavior and you're like, I'm not going to do that again. Let's get one more. Intuition, High Priestess. You need to trust what you feel. Interesting. The Page of Wands. There could be something, someone may be saying, listen, I did this because of something. Listen to me. Let me explain. I'm sort of getting, and I'm not getting it talking in circles. You might need to read through someone's actions. Again, I'm seeing, like, I hate to say this, but like the Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups is sweet, syrupy sweet. Is there, are you being sort of manipulated through emotional mushiness, and beneath it all, it's like, holy cow, I was snowed. I don't know what I'm getting. Okay, let's take a look at Death, because this is clearly how you feel about this. Spirit is saying you're worn out from this. The Nine of Wands. You're wounded. They're wounded. Here we go again. Four of Cups. If you're disappointed, make different choices. And that feels like a really strong message. What is the Death energy? Something's changing. Maybe something has to. Okay, wow. We have the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse with the Devil. I'm feeling sort of a codependent energy here. It's disguised though. Like, oh gosh. Okay, Spirit is giving me something really uncomfortable, but here goes. I'm not going to filter this because somebody needs to hear this. If you want someone in your life and it comes at the price of giving to the point where you lose yourself, somebody who doesn't have the right intentions is going to take. And I don't know how that's playing out for you. It's uncomfortable. It's hard to look at. But beneath maybe the syrupy exterior, there's something really unsavory happening. But a codependent relationship, or even a dependency, if it's like financial dependency, can't exist if you don't give to it. That's what's being healed. Wow. And your sword is raised. Gemini, I feel like Spirit is saying, cut your losses. If you've lost money in some way, it's rocked your stability. Maybe, home is affected. This could be a spouse. It could be a family member. It could be a child. There's something you're going to find out. And I feel even with weathering the storm, it's like you can only take what you own on your side of the equation and fix it for yourself. You can't fix other people. They have to be willing to, detox, right? If this is in a romantic connection or maybe a series of them, I feel like Spirit is going, pull back the reins, like slow it down. Maybe this is about getting to know people on a deeper level. Okay, let's see what your advice is. I just saw 1555. What is the advice for you, Gemini? The Four of Pentacles in this deck, the Miser. You will know who is in it for the wrong reasons, who's stingy, who doesn't give of themselves. If you take the time to get to know them, I'm feeling strongly that that thing I said that I was like, this is uncomfortable. It's going to be hard to hear. You don't give to something to get back. You don't buy affections. You have to see through syrupy behaviors. What is somebody after? Oh, Gem, I'm sorry. Let's see what else. Five of Swords. Three of Swords. I feel like a situation, and maybe you've even delayed dealing with it. You haven't said anything, but you know in your heart, look at that, 3, 4, 5 of Swords. Something is what it is. This is, you see it clearly. Seeing something that is just a heartbreaking situation versus something that can go the distance. Bamboo and oak trees are very different species. Moving fast or steadfast, and part of this is take your time, see people for who they are. There's your card, the Lovers. And intensity at the bottom of the deck. And beneath that, letting go, 8 of Cups, 2 of Cups. It's a strong message. I don't even know what else to add to this, but I want to get you some advice from Spirit. What are you being shown, Gemini? What are you being shown? Okay, I heard take them. There's 3. Usually a whole lot. I put them back. Okay, here we go. Forgiveness is amazingly powerful and liberating. It doesn't mean you permit others to mistreat you, but you move on from it. What you've been through can only make you stronger. The worst is over. Maturity is recognizing when wisdom has been achieved and knowing when learning is necessary. This has been a big lesson for both, I feel. Overthinking the situation is not healthy. Let go of obsessive thought patterns. That's this indecision, perhaps. And, if this is, I'd rather keep someone in my company to have someone in my life, or I'd rather be alone for the right reasons. You're toiling with that. I feel it. Spend some time in quiet meditation. External forces are influencing you. Pay attention to what fulfills you. Happiness doesn't require permission. There's an influence that feels like it served a purpose in the lesson it taught you, but it doesn't need to stick around. It's something about that. And then we have, if you're wondering if this will happen, the answer is yes. What is that? What is the yes answer? 6 of Swords. Moving on. Moving on. Leaving. Departing. Okay. My goodness, I don't even know what else to ask. I feel like there's another message in this for you. What will the result be of this? Because this can be getting to a better place Maybe this is just firmer boundaries and you can turn a relationship around. That's not for all of you. I'm kind of feeling like this is, you know, it happened again, and this is the final time. I'm kind of getting like the axe is dropping. Final outcome for Gemini. Final outcome. Okay, got 3 cards. Flexible, going with the flow, working around obstacles, something coming at you and it throws you off track. Flexible, bending and twisting for others. I mean, really think about this. I don't know everybody's situation. You've got to feel into this. Truth be told, and this could be a very uncomfortable honesty, putting everything out on the table. If you feel as though something has been, I don't know, withheld from you, that something needs to come out, needs to be talked about, put it on the table. Okay? Soulmates. Soulmates are in our life for a season, a reason, a lifetime, or a lesson. And maybe you are now discerning those people in your life. A leg up, support, time for a nap. This is a disconnecting energy, pulling back, doing you. Milk and honey, the fates, a change in the wind. Top of the deck, co-create, not for you. Peace. Why? Wow. This feels very relevant. All right, Gemini, somebody needed to hear this. If you feel as though there's a truth you're not getting, let's see if we can get a little bit of truth. What do you need to know, Gemini? What is this revelation? Anything else? I heard 2 more. Okay, 1. And 2. There we go. All right. No particular order. I just grabbed them. I want to come clean. I'm haunted by this. Let's stop the blame game. I cannot stay. Moving on. Will you accept me despite my wounding? I refuse to leave my children. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. Well, at what expense? I mean, I really want you to think about that one. That felt like an important thing to say. So this person wants to talk things out. Whether they're leaving you or leaving someone else, you know, I don't know. This is sticky, sticky. And I think I'm just going to leave it there, but that's a little bit of truth, just so you know what's on their mind. If this is what you need to say, if this is your revelation, then there you go. Okay, Gemini, I'm going to leave it there. A little bit of a tough reading, but I hope it delivered something that kind of resonates and sinks in, because it's something that I feel needs to surface. All right. Thank you, Gemini. Take good care. I'll see you in the next video.